Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We're just waiting for a couple colleagues who seem to be having some technical difficulties, but we'll get going pretty soon. Okay, so I think it's probably best we get this show on the road. So, like I said, thanks so much for joining this webinar. We're going to cover a few things today, but primarily we'll be going over the upcoming changes to hospital lab orders at Waterford Hospital, plus any prerequisites that this might have. There'll be a Socrates demonstration, and then we'll have a Q&A afterwards. Hopefully our colleagues should join us by that point, but we'll see how we get on. So with that, I'll hand over to my colleague Louise. She's the support lead for Socrates, and she'll be handling the demonstration.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm just going to get my screen up. Now, let me see here. Okay, so can you hear me okay there now still and see the screen okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, whenever HealthLink, etc., hopefully log on, I'll get the first part started anyway. Right, so this is about lab ordering in Waterford, as you all know. So there's just a couple of things that you need on your machine before you can do lab ordering. So one of them being you need a HealthLink certificate and you need a working printer that will be able to print off your lab order. So if you're not sure if you have a HealthLink certificate installed, the simplest thing to do is to go to the HealthLink website and click sign in. And if you have a working cert, you'll see it in here. If this doesn't come up, then you don't have a HealthLink certificate. Or what you can do is go to Edit in Socrates and then go to Preferences. And from here, on the left-hand side, sorry, on the right-hand side, you have the Investigations tab. And from here, you have Client Certificates. So if you don't have anything here in the dropdown, you can't do any lab ordering. So if you don't have a HealthLink certificate, maybe your practice manager might know, the installer might have the installer. If not, and you're stuck, you can get onto HealthLink to get that installed. I'd imagine most of you have it right now because you need your HealthLink certificate for doing e-referrals and vaccine submissions, CDM submissions, etc. So most of you, if not all of you, should have that already. The next thing that you need is you need a working printer. So, oh, sorry, minimize that. I hear someone talking. Right, sorry. Right, so your printers. So if we just go in here under your printers, so control panel, go into your printers. And if you just check to see where your printer is, just set your default printer to the printer that you need. And yeah, that's your printer. And then from inside of Socrates, you can also set your default printer under Edit Preferences. And then from here, on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, you've got printers and scanners. And then you have, under investigations, you have your chart printer. You'll set that. All of you should have gotten or will get a kind of a readiness form from Waterford. This is what it looks like. There's just some things that you need to have done before you can, just to get it tested to make sure it's okay. So you have this form that the Waterford Hospital will send on to you. So you fill it in, practice ID, practice name, etc. Have you watched the webinar? Your latest version updates? Have you got your health link certificate or working printer? And then you have to do a test with the lab to make sure that it's working. So that's this part here. So they'll say, you have to create a validating patient as per your instructions. So I would have imagined that they have sent you a certain name of your test patient. You need to have at least 2 lines of an address to do a working lab order under your patient details. So the patient test that you have has to have at least address 1 and address 2 of their details filled in. You have to check that your order went out and placed. That the lab order had a barcode on it. I'll be going through all of this inside of Socrates, but this is what you need to fill in. And you need to send or email the 2 patient request forms in an envelope marked GP e-ordering lab ordering system test. And check that the lab order and the quest form are saved in practice system. Yeah, so you just fill in this form that the lab have asked you to fill in. So we'll go straight into doing one inside of Socrates. So I have a test ordering patient. So I'm going to begin a consultation. So you go into consultation, begin a consultation. Then I'm going to go to documents. Sorry, not documents. I'm sorry, investigations. And there's 2 ways you can go. You can either click on lab order over here on the left panel, or you can go in under orders. And from here down at the bottom, you have new order. So when you click on new order, this window comes up. A lot of you might be familiar with this. It looks very similar to your e-referrals. So from here, you're going to select your hospital. So in this example, we have University Hospital Waterford, and the select referral is the lab order. I'm logged on as a doctor called Dr. Joe Blogs. So if you are a doctor logged on, that defaults to your name as the person ordering the bloods. If it's a nurse ordering the bloods, and you need, or if you're a doctor ordering the bloods for somebody else, so if you are a nurse called Nurse Jane Doe, and you need to order bloods on behalf of another doctor so that the bloods come in under their name, you will select the name in the drop down here. So it will say Dr. or Nurse Jane Doe here as the nurse, and the nurse will just go and change it to the doctor that they want the bloods to come back in under. So then underneath this, you have surname, first name. So it's bringing in my test patient called test ordering. And this window here, same with e-referrals. If you've ever ordered bloods under Waterford or sent an e-referral, this name will come in here. But this is the first time we've done one for this patient. So down at the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to go create new patient if not found. And on the next panel, this is your information. So we have first name, date of birth, gender, their address, their phone number, University Hospital Waterford, pregnant. You just fill in this information here. So in here is pregnant, unknown. You can say not pregnant, pregnant. Fill in and so clinical details. So why are you ordering bloods? So I'm going to say diabetic bloods. So I'm just going to type that in there. So DIABET. So whatever the reason that you're ordering the bloods. In here, the next section is current order, and we have select lab order favorite. I'll show you that in another one. I'm going to go through this one first. So you can create your own favorites, commonly order bloods that you do all the time rather than having to select it each time. I'll show you that one in a moment. So for now, I'm just going to see the bloods here. So in here, actually just above this, first of all, sorry, specimen collection, the date, the time, priority. So you fill that in, choose that information there. Priority 1, priority 2 bloods, priority 3. So these blood lists that you see here, the different ones that you can order, are the frequently requested orders as agreed by the GPIT. So these are the names of the ones that are commonly ordered. So I'm just going to select a few. So I'm going to go with HbA1c, lipid profile, liver profile. So as you can see, I've highlighted them and they turned orange, and then they appear up here at the top. So let's, for example, say I select iron ore. It's gone up here to the top, and then I realize, oh, I didn't mean to click that. You can click on remove, and then it will remove from your options. So these are the 3 that I want. So down here, I don't want anything else for now. You can fill this information in here. I'm going to leave all this as is, and I'm going to go to the review section. So I'm going to click on review. So from here, this is what I'm going to order. If you look at this and you realize, oh, I'm after forgetting something, you can go back to amend test, and it will bring you back to the original screen, and you can go and select something else if you need. So I click on review. The next bit, I'm happy with what I've got here. So I'm going to go and click on commit order. And then this here is please provide the following specimens. This is what you need. You fill it in the bag for the order of the bloods. So I'm going to click OK to that. And then this window comes up here. I'm just going to move the print screen for a moment. As you can see here, this is the barcode that comes in. So that will get scanned in the lab. This is the information about the patient, where it's going. And then here you've got what you're ordering. And so from here, you want to print this off, you'll click print, and it will go to the printer. So if I just close out of this, so pretend I've printed it off there. So printed. So that's closed. And as you can see here, these are the 3 that I've ordered. You can see the date, status, awaiting, location, the doctor, and the special order number. Let's pretend that you either one, your printer's not working in your room, maybe the ink's gone or there's just something wrong with it and you weren't able to print it off there and then. You might decide, okay, try and fix your printer and then double click on it and it will reopen the order. And up here at the top left corner, you can click print and then you can send it to your printer. Or if you can't get this working in your room, your printer for some reason is just not working, you can go into another room that has a working printer and open up this patient's chart, the exact same thing, double click on it, and then send it to the printer in that room that's working. Yeah, so that's the ordering. So from here, we've got ordering. I'm going to show you the favorites section in lab ordering. So I'm just going to go into this new patient called test 2, begin a consultation, go into investigations. So earlier I went to orders and I went to order. I'm going to click on lab order here. Exact same view. Exact same thing here. I'm going to select Waterford, lab order. Never had a blood test done before. Create new patient if not found. You click on that. And then from here, we're going to look at your favorites. So this is the section here where you have favorite options where you always order these bloods. So if I go to manage favorites, you can see here, these are the favorites that someone in this test HealthLink one has done. So your one will look blank. You can create and remove ones that you need. So here's an example lab order. I want to remove this one. So what I can do is I can click on it. So this is to delete it. I'm going to delete this one. So now I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options. I'm going to create a new one. There's already a diabetic one here, but I'm going to create a new one just to show you how it works. So you go create new list. So you can call it based on name of a person. You can say Dr. Joe Blogs, or you could put it in like I'm about to do, which is like of a type of blood. So maybe you might have one for CDM or diabetic or whatever it is. You can create your own name. So I'm going to say diabetic bloods. So DIA. And it's for Waterford Hospital. I'm going to click on next. From here, I'm going to click on HbA1c, lipid, liver, whatever other ones that you may want. I can click on priority 2 if needed, click those in. I don't need to. Same with priority 3, I could click those in. So I'm happy with these 3 that I've chosen. You can add more, less. I'm going to go review, and then this is my orders that I want to do. So I want to save this to my favorite. I can click save favorite. If I've missed something and I want to add something else, I can go amend test and go back to the original screen, choose more options. But I'm just going to go save favorite. So I'm going to click save favorite. So now it's in here called diabetic bloods. So now I can go back to my original tab and I can order the bloods. And I can go now and select it in under my favorites. So diabetic bloods. And I'm going to go, these are the ones that I want. And I can go commit order. This is what we need to put into our bag. And then you send it off the same way. So that's how you can create your favorite. So you send off all your bloods to the lab and the bloods are coming back. You do the same thing that you do with your normal lab messages. You go into communication, lab messaging, and you download your electronic messages and you get your responses back for your lab order requests. So they also go into my control panel, result viewer, and they are in under awaiting. So these are the lab orders that we're awaiting. So these are these 2, and here's a variety of test ones that people have done. So yeah, those are your awaiting lab orders. So they'll leave this section once you've got the order accepted. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it on how to do lab ordering inside of Socrates.
Thanks very much, Louise. I can just see there's a couple of hands up there. There's a question there from Sharon O'Donnell. Sorry, where do you go after starting consultation first?
Yeah, so you go into begin consultation. This bar will come in. You go to investigations. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm going to go back here. Begin consultation, go to investigations, and you can either click lab order here, or you can go to orders and go new order down here at the bottom. Does anybody else want to send a message into the chat and see if I can help
Yeah,
answer
I
them?
can see a few of you with your hands up there. If you go over to the questions tab, you should be able to submit a question for us. So this one's just through from Chris Buggy. Can you show us what it looks like when bloods come back?
So when bloods come back, it's going to work the exact same way that you normally have. So if I go into communication lab messaging, sorry, 1 section, my control panel, result viewer, here is some test blood results. Not too sure if this is for Waterford, but it looks the exact same as you would for a normal blood test. It goes into investigations, saying they've come back, and then your order will say ordered. So originally in this one up here under ordering 2, you can see that it's set to awaiting, whereas this person has got their bloods back and the lab accepted it and it's changed it to ordered. So if I open up this one, It's just what was ordered the same way. So that's what it looks like, ordered. I hope that's okay. Okay, what else do we have here? Second note. So I can help with the Socrates questions, but I'm not too sure if someone from the lab has joined in. One of the questions we have here is, do we put bloods in a clear bag and print label page or lab page? Sorry, you print the page that we're after the lab order, but I'm not too sure how to answer the question about the blood bag. Do we have someone that's joined in?
We do have Mary on the line. Mary, perhaps you can answer this question.
Yeah, I think Waterford will be sending out new bags. I'm not. They will do that per practice as them changing over, as far as I understand it. They'll no longer be attached to a form, so all the samples go into the bag, and the form, the A4 sheet that was demonstrated there, will be printed out and go with them.
Okay, so we. Lovely. I think that's okay.
I sent on a picture of the. Did I send upon a picture of the bags to you before the meeting? But that will the hospital themselves anyway will be dealing with that straight. I can only join by phone. I can't see what's on the webinar.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of the bag for Waterford. Right, let's see. So Tig says his GP chair of IMO. IMO agreed two things on this. So they agreed on stuff. So can you amend your order after submitting it if doctor wants to add an extra investigation? No, you have to just add in an extra one.
Not after it's been submitted. You can amend it before you commit your order. You can review it before you commit. But if it's already sent, it's a bit like you currently do if your form and your bottles are gone and you forgot to add something, you'll have to ring the lab or discuss the protocol that's currently in place with them for adding on amended stuff. But in the meantime, it's either that or if your patient is still there, you place another order and take your sample with it.
Yeah,
hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Candy.
Hi, Elaine. Yes, we can.
Hi. We just had a bit of a trouble getting in there, but we're in here now from my phone. So I heard there was a question about the bags that Mary answered there. Yeah, we'll be sending out bags to all the practices as we onboard you, and they will have a pocket for the form to be slipped into and a pocket for the specimens to go into.
Perfect. Thank you. So where are we now? Can we amend? Yeah, amend the order. Is it compulsory for us to order bloods online? Can we still use the lab forms? Thanks. That was from Amy.
Hi, Amy. Yeah, so this is a national e-health project, so it's going to be rolled out across the country. So in the coming months, it will become mandatory for you to use the electronic ordering for the tests for UHW. But we'll be in touch with you all individually to give you an onboarding date. So it won't happen overnight, but we will be in touch.
Is the out of hours contact number a mandatory requirement? Nearly sure it is. Yeah, GP out of hours number. It's a mandatory field. That's nearly 100% sure comes from HealthLink, as in the number you fill it in on your HealthLink profile, from what I can remember. But yeah, it's a mandatory field. The label on the bottle, is it the same name, date of birth, etc., or is it a new barcode? I'm correct in saying that's just a normal. You print off your labels like normal, isn't that right?
That's right. Yeah, whatever way you label your samples now at the moment, continue to do so, and that'll be the patient details on the sample. As long as they match the form coming in, they'll be processed.
Yeah, so in summary, you print the labels and then you also just print off that sheet, you put them both in. I will try again. The auto population Has it happened? The clinical details question is not compulsory.
Yeah, the clinical details field is not compulsory, but that's based on as well whatever criteria the lab would have in terms of the orders, please.
Sorry, I'm losing track of where the question started. When is it due to start? So the date.
So we are live with pilots at the moment, and they're going well. And we'll roll out to each individual practice over the coming weeks. So we'll be in touch with you to get the test patient validation check done and get your site readiness checklist done with you all over the next couple of weeks to a month or so. So we'll be in touch to let you know when you're coming on.
Sorry, I just can't figure out what the question is. Like you're saying, I'll try and look back afterwards. I'm not too sure I understand your question. I'm not catching on. I'm sorry. I'll figure it out and I'll send you an email.
I think that might be all we have time for today. So perhaps if we just wrap it up there, and then if anyone else has any further questions, they can direct them to Waterford Labs or direct them to us, and we can direct you to the correct person. So yeah, thanks very much for you all joining today. This webinar has been recorded and will be made available and sent out to you in case you have missed anything. If you have any further questions, then please by all means let us know and we can answer them at a later date.
And they'll get it's pre-recorded, so people will get to watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's recorded, so the recording will be made available to you and sent out. So if you've missed anything, you can watch it back at your own leisure. Okay, thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.